Okay, good evening, sir. Thank you so much for contributing to this tweet and talking about it. Thank you very much for the awesome contribution. I really appreciate it, and I want to say thank you very much. Nice contribution. Yes, you are right that what we need is a side by side infrastructural change and mindset change. First of all, that tweet was very direct because I wanted to shake some tables. Let me put it that way. Or I just wanted to push people to think, and then be able to say, okay, no or yes. And then secondly, another perspective that I'm looking at is that yes, of course we need more infrastructure, but the perspective I'm looking at it is, what about the the little physical infrastructure that we have? How have we been able to make use of them to be able to produce or get what we want or what we need? So now the people that are going to make use of such infrastructure will need a mindset reorientation. And by mindset reorientation, what I meant is I meant that there will be a change from my daily bread to a transgenerational thinking. There will be a change of thinking from what will I eat, what will my family eat, to what will I eat today, and by extension and postulation, what can I produce from what I am eating, or how can I use what I'm going to eat today to produce food for generations yet unborn. Another mindset change is empathy. An average Nigerian, the reason why majority of what people hear in church and in mosque or in churches do not work is because the person delivering the word needs to deliver that word with empathy. Because by the time empathy is included in the delivery of that word, there are some things that person will not say, and there are some things that person will say and lay emphasis on. There are some things that person will say, but the way he or she will go about saying it, he or she will consider the audience, will have the audience in mind. An average Nigerian today does not think about what about the other person. An average Nigerian today thinks about what they will do, what will happen to them, and then what will happen to their own family. Even in the same family, you still have parents thinking about their own survival at the expense of the survival of their children. And all these things are subconscious. If you confront them, they will deny it, either deliberately or not deliberately, because these things are subconscious. So what we're talking about is empathy, compassion, where you are able to truly think about the other person, not because of what you are going to get, and not because of the money you are going to make out of it, but you will be able to do it based on the need of the person. Of course, if you need to be paid, you should be paid, but your primary basis is you want to help that person to become better. So even if you are going to get paid for that service, even if it's going to be free, if you are going to pay for that service, it will still be in consideration of the other person, not making money at the expense of the other person. And the same thing goes, an average Nigerian today does not have empathy. That is, does not think about the survival of the other person. I'm talking about majority of the populace. And I'm wondering why are we now open and thinking that the person in Aso Rock will do differently, when the person in Aso Rock is actually coming from amongst us. They are our uncles, they are our leaders. So what I'm talking about is a change of reorientation, a reorientation, a change of a paradigm shift, a change of perspective from what will I eat today to how can I use what I'm going to eat today to feed myself and then feed for generations yet on board. I mean, and how many Nigerians do we have today who have a 70, 60-year plan? Now, if an average Nigerian today does not have a 60, 70-year plan, how are we now expecting our leaders to now suddenly have that kind of mindset of planning for the future when they get to Aso Rock? It's not possible. It's not done. So that brings us to an average Nigerian is hopeful, is foolishly hopeful. An average Nigerian today is not being realistic. An average Nigerian today is asking God to do what they are supposed to do. So those are the so we need religious mindset orientation, we need social mindset orientation, we need civic mindset orientation, so that whatever physical infrastructure we have today, we can use it for ourselves today and then plan how to use it, plan how it can help to meet the needs of people yet unborn, and then now extrapolate and say, okay, what are the things that will be needed in the next 100 years? And then we will be able to start building our infrastructure on that. It won't be as if we need railway today, we do it. That same railway now, you know that an average Nigerian today does not have maintenance culture, even when it comes to individually. And so it's not about having the railway, and it's not about that railway serving us for the next 20 years. It's about that railway serving this generation and generations yet unborn for the next 100 years. An average house today, built today, cannot last more than 20 years. Whereas we have Bauer's Tower there that was built around 1936 and is still standing today. And it is going to stand for only God knows how many more years. The houses that were built by the Caucasians, the white guys, that they left with us, those houses are still standing today. But the houses we built, because of our orientation of poverty mentality, just bring down the price and bring down the quality, increase the price so that you can make money today, has led to houses being built with inferior materials. And now the houses being built today cannot last more than, let's say, roughly 20 years. By the time it's 20, 30 years, you need to start thinking of leaving the house, at least most of those houses. So that's the kind of paradigm shift I'm talking about. I'm saying that because it is when there is a proper mindset orientation that you will actually be able to determine what is needed now and what we are to postpone till tomorrow. And not just try to provide everything now because you want to satisfy a lot of people and because you want to win a lot of votes, and so you are even going to the extent of borrowing money that your children's children will pay for, and just because you are not going to be required to pay for it, it does not concern you. These are the kind of thinking and mindset I am talking about. I'm talking about the fact that all or majority of the phones that we use today were not manufactured by us, and yet you are asking children to go to school for what? The drugs that we use today, most of them are imported. You are asking people to go and study pharmacy. Now, we imported medicine. How many of our doctors today have been able to cure any disease? It's only what we import, the knowledge we import from abroad is what is being used to treat our people. It has not been domesticated. It has not been adjusted. We're not meeting any need. We're just deceiving ourselves. That was what brought up that tweet. Thank you.